Welcome in to Bears' latest fan art sports, and we're giving you your reminder. The Green Bay Packers suck. I'm sorry, they just do. It's bad. It looks awful. Ay, ay, ay. Hate the Pack. What we do love is everything Chicago Bears, so take a look at the list. We got a great show for you. We're talking training camp. Pads came on today. We're going to break that down, share some thoughts, yada, 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 yada. Shamar Turner, our first injury of this training camp. He is hurt. We're going to let you know for how long. Grady Jarrett takes advantage of full pads. He becomes the dominant one. And then our final thoughts as we bow out on this episode. But once again, I'm Dan Levy. Fan Art Sports, Bears latest. What a day it was as we had our first day where pads came on. The battles heat up. Well, the good news is we kind of saw Luther Burden for the first time since OTAs in May. The rookie wide receiver, Luther Burden III, was back on the field, stretched, participated in individual drills, but he's still being held out of teamwork. How fast he ramps up will decide if he truly is in the mix for the wide receiver 3 job behind DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. I think he's going to be okay. It sounds like a lot of things that they're doing is very careful, and they are watching their P's and Q's as they start making their way in towards the actual season, and we start making our way going further into training camp. So what we're seeing right now is guys that are kind of hurt. I see them working on them with the kitty gloves. I'm okay with Luther Burden III getting some extra rest. I like the fact that he's out there. I like the fact that he's not being one of those guys where he's being held out and he's not really in the mix with it. But as they know right now, he's still hurt and he still gets to do some of the drills. He's still getting some reps. So it's no longer just, hey, study what's going on, do what you got to do, and we can pick it up. Now that he's actually kind of doing some things out there, till he gets all that going, Rome Odunze is going to be the guy, and you're going to be looking at DJ Moore as the 2-1. But what we do like is that fellow rookie Colston Loveland slowly ramping up, and during Monday's practice, he made headlines catching what's being called the best throw of the day from Caleb Williams during a 7-on-7. He and Burden were both limited this spring, so any on-field progress is a great deal, and it's looking like the matchup between he and Cole Kmet, this might be a stroke of genius. All offseason long, I was saying that maybe they should be trading Cole Kmet, maybe they should be doing something there, but the fact that Ben Johnson is known to ride with 2 tight ends and feature them, whether it's blocking or being another option. And if just one of those guys has any real chemistry with Caleb Williams, it's a home run. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for not only options for Caleb, but we're looking for things to go. And speaking of Caleb, I think we should get this one out of the way. Caleb Williams, there's a lot of people that are worried about what's going on with him. The last couple days were not bad for him. But what they saw last week, what happened last week, and the concerns, including the first day of where they ripped apart the first tier of the offense because nobody was lining up correctly and Caleb wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. And it's been a whole first couple of days of him throwing interceptions in the red zone and doing all the same bad things. And I said before, it's going to take a while for Caleb to catch up to what's going on here. 3 different offenses, 3 years in a row. USC, Matt Eberflus, and now we got Ben Johnson. In order to break Caleb Williams from all those bad habits, Ben Johnson is really focusing on breaking Caleb down. Now with Tyson Bagent and I know the other quarterbacks that they got going on right now, Case Keenum, those guys are looking good because they're just doing the functional stuff out there. They're looking a lot more proper. They're looking a lot more functional, which is what we want in our backup quarterbacks. Let's be honest. But what they're doing with Caleb is breaking him down. Like I said before, he's got intangibles. He's got God-given talents. He's got generational things in his system, his creativity, his decisions, his way to make things happen in a pocket that would normally not really happen for any quarterback out there. Those are things that Tyson and Case do not have. What Caleb needs to acquire is the teachables. What he's doing when he's faced with a defense that breaks down around him. What is he doing when he's lining everybody up? Is he able to read coverage? Is he able to read what's going on and make the adjustments? These are things that are teachable, just like Josh Allen's been able to do, just like Lamar Jackson's been able to do. God-given abilities, need to learn the teachables. Now they're Super Bowl quarterbacks. Now those 2 teams are Super Bowl contenders. But when it comes to Caleb, Like I said before, and I really hate quoting Aaron Rodgers, but it bears repeating, RELAX, relax. Again, they are purposely breaking him down to bust all that bad mojo that happened the last season with Eberflus and even the USC offense, which the NFL is totally different. Case Keenum knows how to pick it up. They gets the speed. Tyson Bagent, the same thing. They are throwing the kitchen sink at Caleb Williams. They are making sure that Caleb Williams sees every single bit of whatever is going on, so that way he himself can do what he's got to do and understand what's going on in this offense. Once he's got that figured out, and once he start playing at a faster pace, they want him to be faster. Right now, they've even said, we've played clips of Ben Johnson saying he's got to play faster. Right now, he's playing slower. We got to speed him up, and that's what they're doing. They're throwing every kind of look at him, every different defense, every kind of way to make this guy crazy. And then, once he starts getting it going, they will taper it down. They will simplify this offense. They will make it easier on him. But right now, they are purposely breaking him down. So anybody who's out there going, Caleb sucks, we're worried about this guy, yada, 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 right now, we'll see what's happening. But as far as everything else goes, give it time. RELAX, relax. Everything with Caleb is going to be okay. Now, what's going to happen for Shamar Turner is a totally different thing. Just a little bit into the second week, pads are on. Shamar Turner going to miss a month with an ankle injury. That's it. Chicago Bears rookie defensive tackle Shamar Turner, draft picked in the second round. Just 4 weeks in, ankle sprain during practice on Wednesday. That's according to Brad Biggs. The Chicago Tribune writer, the second-round pick, will likely miss the entire preseason and is in jeopardy of missing the regular season opener. The Bears are taking a cautious approach and won't rush him back, prioritizing long-term recovery over immediate availability. And I understand that. I kind of like that they're doing that. Again, they're doing it with Loveland. They did it with Luther Burden III. Let these guys relax. Shamar Turner twisted an ankle. I'm good with him taking a little bit of time off. I'm good with that guy. Relax. You hurt yourself. It's not terrible. We'll see what happens. Let's just try to relax. Let's get things going on their way. Another injury note, Doug Kramer is also day-to-day after tweaking his leg over the weekend. Something I wanted to bring back is that we have some good news, finally, from the actual training camp itself. Jaquan Brisker is back. Spider-Man is back in the house. He is really going to be a guy that we are all watching very carefully. After missing 12 games last season because of concussion protocol, new helmet this year, the Axiom, and he's not wearing a Guardian cap. He's also changing his approach, and not leading with his head. Smart move, buddy. Of course you don't want to lead with your head, dude. It's awesome to see. That's if you're like the 1980s and 1970s NFL or the early 90s, but we need you to stick around, dude. So I don't know who got to you, but not leading with your head, great call. Great call. Another thing we want to give props to, a Grady Jarrett signing. That's it, a signing. Day one of padded practice, Bears training camp, didn't just turn up the tempo. Grady Jarrett went up a notch, and he got released into the wild. The veteran defensive lineman who signed this offseason after his release from Atlanta wasted no time reminding everyone why he's a problem for offensive lines. The energy through the roof, the intensity off the charts, the impact, yes. Jarrett dominated on one-on-one drills, flashing an explosive first step and relentless motor that made him a Pro Bowler in Atlanta. And the Bears center Drew Dahlman, who faced him for 4 years with the Falcons, said, Jarrett tests every part of your game, footwork, technique, discipline. He doesn't let you get away with anything. Jarrett also brought what we love, the trash talk. Jaquan Brisker couldn't help but smile when recalling. He said, I'm no rookie. I don't know why they're running over here. That's kind of fire exactly is what this young Bears defense needs. So I love this. Grady Jarrett, this defense. Is there anything more awesome right now than this defense? The last couple of weeks, when I jumped on this show, I was the second host. Props to the first guy who was doing it before me. But all the questions we had going into training camp, what's going on with the running backs, who's going to be the third wide receiver, and this defense. What is it going to look like besides Montez Sweat, besides Jalen Jones? What are we looking at? What are we doing here? And since we've seen the emergence of Dennis Allen, the culture shift that has happened with Dennis Allen, yes, I'm all in on this defense. So I am really glad to see what this defense is, and I'm really happy with where the Bears are right now. Pats came on, a couple of injuries are what they were, but let's just say this. I'm pretty excited about what's going to happen here with this Bears season. Let me know what you think. Are you just as happy as I am? Are you hitting the brakes? Are you one of those cautious people that's like, Caleb's not doing it? Let me know what you think of Caleb Williams in the comments. And please like, subscribe, tell all your friends about Bears Latest, hosted by me, Dan Levy, Fan Art Sports, reminding you one more time that the Green Bay Packers suck. Bear down. We're doing it again. Pads on. Greg Jarrett, welcome to the party. Go Bears!